Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and today it's really a quick video because it's been a while since I did a Q&A, and so I thought, why not do this again, because I did post on my Instagram story 1 or 2 weeks ago that if you guys have any questions for me, I will be picking my top questions and I'll be answering it in this video. And so I've selected my top 8 questions because some of the questions that I've gotten are pretty much covered in other videos, and I have redirected some of you to watch those videos. But of course, I'm really open to any questions that you might have. You can just DM me. I'm really mostly just active on Instagram, and that's how you can reach me. Okay, so let's start with question number 1. Do you still eat organ meat? Okay, so to address this, I have been watching Nutrition with Judy video on vitamin A toxicity, whether eating organ meats on a regular basis, is that fine? To be honest, there are so many different studies out there, and of course there are certain signs and data that you cannot go against. I do worry about getting vitamin A toxicity, considering only because of this. I used to be on Accutane for a very long time. If you don't know what Accutane is, basically it's a prescription drug to heal acne. Those with very severe or moderate acne issues. Normally the doctor would prescribe you with Accutane if other methods doesn't work. This is the aggressive method for sure. So I was on Accutane for a few years, which is not ideal, and I believe that not only it messed up my gut, I probably have higher levels of vitamin A that is not the natural version, obviously. So I have to kind of tread carefully on how often I eat organ meat. I did an interview once with Bella, Steak and Butter Girl, probably 2 years ago, or a year ago. Wow, I don't keep track of time anymore. I did mention that I would do beef liver almost every day, but very small amount, probably like a 30 grams or even less than that, just very tiny amount. But I think now, ever since I stopped doing that beef only, and then because I noticed more fatigue, and then I was just a little bit afraid that it's just in the back of your mind, whether or not you're overdoing things. So I cut back on my organ meat just to be safe. I still believe that organ meat is essential in some way, but not to say moderation. You still need to include it, but not in a way where it's on a daily basis. So what I do now is I go with my craving. If I feel like I want to have some liver, I would. So if I really follow through what my body is telling me, there will be weeks or even up to 1 or 2 months that I don't think about liver at all. So just to give you a sense of where I'm at when it comes to organ meat. Okay, question number 2. Do you still eat seafood? How often? Yes, I do, very regularly nowadays. Well, ever since coming off beef only last year, it's really about exactly a year ago, I started introducing a lot more lamb, chicken, pork. But then I quickly realized that obviously I do better with ruminant, which is beef and lamb. I have craving for seafood, and I've always been I always love sashimi, which is Japanese, like the raw fish. So I started incorporating it back pretty regularly in the past few months, and especially things like oyster, your shellfish. But mostly it's salmon belly, and sardines, canned sardines too, and then oyster. These are the ones that I actually have. And because I'm kind of worried of iodine too, like if I'm getting enough of it, and zinc, and I think it's good to have different types of meat, not just from beef or lamb. just to give you a variety. I just want to make sure that my nutrition level is all kind of like covered in that sense. Okay, question number 3. Fashion or fitness? You can only choose one. So I selected this question because I know this person, and I will actually have to do a separate discussion with him because there's a lot more to that, but I'll try to answer it as quick as I can. Fashion or fitness, you can only choose one. I will definitely choose fitness. I did took a while to really think this through. Because my first love is fashion, right? It's where I can express myself. I'm naturally a creative person. I'm actually an introvert that most people maybe can't tell from the videos that I do, but I like to express myself through art, and fashion was one way that I could do that. But I think with the age that I'm in now, and the more I realize that, you know, how you feel physically and mentally is so important, and fitness has allowed me to achieve that freedom and the kind of youth and energy that I'm feeling right now. I think I would want to only choose fitness, because even if I look very fashionable but I'm not fit, or you know, I'm not healthy, I don't have, you know, I don't feel good, I think fashion then wouldn't make sense to me. So I will go with fitness first. I believe that is the foundation, and then I can be fashionable, if that makes sense. So to that person that is asking me this question, I hope that you can give me your answer too, because I'll be really keen to know. Okay, so question number 4. I just love your beautiful hair. Any hair video tips that's coming out soon? Thank you so much for noticing, because honestly, I've been getting this request. I guess I just really grew out my hair, and it's so long right now that I think people always ask me this question: isn't it annoying to keep up with this long hair? How long does it take for you to like wash your hair? Do you wash your hair every day? I think maybe having long hair is just very high maintenance. I personally, I'm just gonna give some quick tip, but I can probably do a video in future. I don't use all those like fancy shampoo that has like fragrant or like, you know, very hyped up. I use very, very like basic shampoo. No fragrance, no paraben, no sulfate. Was it sulfate? Yeah, sulfate free. Yeah, so those kind of very natural shampoo is what I do. I wash my hair almost every day, only because I go to the gym almost every day. But I wouldn't recommend washing your hair every day, because you kind of want a natural oil to keep it moisturized, and it's actually better in that sense. I don't use any clarifying shampoo, you know, those that remove dandruff, because I don't have problems with that, because I know that it kind of strips the moisture from your hair. One product that I actually use that has helped a lot in terms of keeping my hair look like it's, you know, very silky and fluffed up in a way, it's Olaplex number 6. If I'm not mistaken, if I said it incorrectly, pardon. I'm just going to attach the picture somewhere above. It is like a bond smoothening, like a leave-in conditioner that I use after I shower. And then, because I try not to blow dry my hair, because obviously heat is not good. So using this number 6 bond smoother, that's a mouthful. It helped me to keep my flyaways, the frizz a lot better, and then I don't really have to blow dry it in order to have that kind of like salon effect. So that is one thing that I use. Other than that, yeah, but thank you for the compliment. Okay, question number 5. How much do you eat in a day? Yeah, so just for disclaimer, I don't really like to mention like in terms of how much do I eat very specifically, because I am afraid that some people will just follow it through. It's only because everybody's body, you know, we all come in different shape and sizes. Our metabolism is different. And so me giving you a number, I'm just afraid that you might take it as, oh, this is something that you should do. So I just want to highlight that. How I found out the amount that I need, it's really based on my own experimentation and through my own healing journey that I found out, hey, okay, this is roughly what I need to support my lifestyle. So again, your lifestyle is very important. Are you constantly stressed out? Do you cater, time for self-care? Do you know how to manage your stress? Because that plays a part. Do you sleep enough? Are your hormone levels in balance? So those are the things that, and actually one more to mention, how active you are. So that will actually determine how much you need to. So to answer the question, how much do I eat in a day? I would say minimum, I would always get at least 120 to 160 grams of protein. As you can tell, the way I answer it, minimum protein requirement is very important to me. I prioritize protein over everything because my health goal, at least for the next few years, right, for a long time now, because I'm actually in my mid-30s now, I just want to preserve my muscle mass. I want to maintain muscle, and because that is one way that I can keep my metabolism high and also age gracefully. So I know that muscle is really more than just aesthetic. I think you hear me saying this a million times. So my goal is to maintain my muscle, which is why how much I eat in a day, really the first thing that I think about is, am I hitting my minimum protein requirement? And if it's going to support my workout and of course my day-to-day activities. In general, if you're a carnivore, I'm sure you want to know like how many pounds or grams of meat I eat. If I'm not mistaken, probably I need to do some rough calculation. I eat about 1 to 1.5 pounds of meat a day, and that is actually how many grams of meat I eat. So 1.5 is about 680 grams. That's a very high amount. That's especially when I'm super active and it's a heavy lifting day at the gym. Normally I eat about minimum 400 grams or 450 to 500 grams of protein a day. So that is about 1 pound or 1.5 pounds. So again, how much I eat really revolves around my metabolism. I used to track a lot. I'm more intuitive now, but I can more or less, I'm like a walking fitness pal or chronometer. Not a good skill to have, because whenever I'm about to eat my meal, I more or less know the macronutrients, the calories. So I know that a lot of you don't think that calories are important or you don't track, but I feel that if you really want to know what you're doing, and if you are still having problems trying to gauge what's happening with your body, whether it's body recomposition, you're trying to have fat loss, or you want to gain more muscle to feel better, I think it's good to have a gauge. But of course, I know that numbers can sometimes drive people crazy. So I see a place where numbers or tracking is important. So maybe I'll do a video one day on how you can do that in a healthy way. So, okay, so let's move on to question number 6. Beef is expensive. How can I still do this? Okay, so I've answered this before, but perhaps I can be a little bit more specific. So you can still do carnivore in the optimum or healthy way, even if you don't do grass-fed meat. Okay, so let's cut out that guideline number 1, that you need to only eat grass-fed meat. But of course, if you have access and you can afford grass-fed meat from time to time, it's better to not have none. But I must say this though, if you're someone that is very sensitive, you have a lot of histamine issues, going grass-fed will really do a lot of justice, because you'll be spending less money on medication, antihistamine medication, and paying the doctor for the crap consultation that they give you, because that's where my money went. I could have if I knew carnivore diet or the low histamine diet long time ago, I wouldn't be spending a lot of money on medication. So that's one thing to think about. Another budget-friendly way is obviously go for minced beef, ground beef. That is always more affordable and it's better than not eating beef at all, to be honest. And you can actually pair it with like scrambled eggs, a lot of hard-boiled eggs, you know. It's considered nose to tail eggs, so you are getting really like a full spectrum of nutrition from eggs itself. So of course not trying to say that, oh, carnivore diet, just eat minced beef, because then you are cutting out a lot of other nutrients you can get from other meat. So you can still do carnivore even if you want to do just chicken, but obviously don't torture yourself by going for chicken breast because it's so lean, you wouldn't feel satiated. So things like chicken thighs, chicken drumstick, even chicken wings, and a lot of it, because like I said again, chicken is a lot leaner compared to fatty ruminant animal like lamb or beef, which is more expensive. You can still do carnivore just eating like chicken and eggs, or even pork. So perhaps, you know, you have the misconception that in order for carnivore diet to work is that, you know, beef is like the gold standard. While it is, but I have seen and heard from many the people that I know in the community that also do well on other cuts of meat rather than just beef, right? So I think that is something to consider, and perhaps think about this in the long run. There must be a reason why you wanted to try this, because you want to feel better. If you are younger, I think you can get away with a lot of things, but as you grow older, the more then you kind of need to invest in your health, because without health, you have nothing, right? So if you're starting to feel that you don't feel your best eating other food and you're eating less meat, have that kind of self-awareness, you might want to think about where your priorities are at when it comes to your budgeting, where you're spending your money on. I'm very sure a lot of us out there, you know, we like to go out to socialize, and then we spend money on things that gives us that dopamine effect, you know. Oh, I'm just gonna go out drinking with my friends and then spend a lot of money on there, but I think that beef or steak is very expensive. So yeah, well, this is just one example on what you're willing to compromise based on the long-term goals that you're trying to achieve. Oh, and one more tip is that if you want to do carnivore and you think it's expensive, please try to not eat out at all. Because if you're someone that you only rely on eating out, taking away, you are not going to make this sustainable in terms of budget. Because unless you're going to do OMAD, okay, you can go to a all-you-can-eat buffet, like those yakiniku, which is like Japanese barbecue, or like what's that called? Steak and Butter Girl recommends it all the time. Like a shabu shabu hot pot where you have, you know, it's a buffet style, all you can eat. You only pay a particular amount, and then you can get as much as meat that you can in that one sitting without additional charges. I think that will be worth it, but you need to be disciplined to do one meal a day in order for that to work out, I believe. But if you're going to go to restaurants and order a piece of steak, you know, especially those prime cut like ribeye or strip loin, it is totally not reasonable, and that is expensive. So if someone were to give me an advice saying, oh, go carnivore, just look for strip loin and ribeye, and then you have the mentality that, oh, you know, I can just go to restaurants and look for this, it's bloody expensive. So it's almost like 50% more expensive than if you just go to the butcher and get the meat and cook it yourself in an air fryer. So that has saved my life. I actually save a lot more, but to be honest, I do cater most of my budget towards grass-fed beef because I feel the best and I like the taste of it, and so that is my compromise there. Okay, question number 7. What non-carnivore food do you miss the most? What non-carnivore food do you miss the most? this is actually quite a tough question. Okay, so carnivore for 3 years plus now. I don't think I really crave other food now other than just like a fatty ribeye or wagyu steak or like fatty salmon belly. You know, I think my body has become very broken. Well, not really broken, it's just retrained to see to enjoy the food that makes me feel my best and that is more nutritious, that is bioavailable to me, and that's meat. But I must say that non-carnivore food that I really miss, maybe avocado. When I was doing keto, I was like a daily avocado person, you know. That's how you kind of get your fats in, right? Because when you're doing keto, you need to be of a certain percentage when it comes to your fat macro. I kind of miss avocado, definitely. Maybe fruits, I would say banana, blueberries. You know, when I was younger, I do grew up eating quite a lot of fruits. My parents would usually buy a lot of fruits apart from the regular meals that we have. I would have apples. I don't really like oranges, but fruit is like it's quite a common thing in my family back then. So probably I miss fruits in a way. Still considered very healthy. I think the person that's asking me this question probably wants me to say something like, oh, I miss Pop Tarts or like a chocolate bar, you know. I to be honest, I kind of forgotten how it all tastes like. But because I know how bad it is, I think that's why my personality type is that I would never associate like craving for it. So yeah. And then the final question, what is your current training program? So I've been getting a lot of questions regarding my exercise on my posts on Instagram. Like what exercise are you doing? How do you follow the current program that I'm doing now without a lot of equipment? I'll probably dedicate a proper video just talking about that. But to quickly answer this particular question, current training program, I'm still following the Workout Official. I will link it somewhere. I will post their screenshot. It's actually a workout app, and then you would actually follow the trainer performing the exercises. It's just like working out with someone, and which is why I think recently, because my workout program has become very intense, that I don't even have the time to set up my camera, with my tripod and everything, because I'm busy listening to the instruction and I'm working along with the trainer in the app. I can't really film my workout, and it's becoming quite a hassle. So, and normally now, I used to have a bad habit of wearing makeup to the gym, which caused me to have some breakouts on my like forehead. So because I was sweating a lot, so I realized that no, I'm just gonna go bare and focus on doing my workout. So I usually look like shit when I'm doing my workout, which is why I kind of don't record it anymore. So my current training program is from the workout. I'm about to go into week 4 as of now that I'm posting this video. Week 4 of the strength workout. No, sorry, it's power work or power week. So it's time under tension, and they are rep based workout, meaning to say it's not about how many reps you can do, but it's more of, if it's 8 reps in a specific weight, it needs to be 8 reps. No matter how hard you're going to try and push yourself to finish it, you have to commit to the number of reps. And some of the workouts actually are very high volume, in a sense where you would be doing 3 rounds of the same exercise. So let's take squats, for example. The first round, in 1 minute, how many reps can you produce? So for example, in 1 minute, I can do 25 reps of that particular squat with the weight, right? And then the second round, after resting period, obviously, the second round, in the same 1 minute again, you need to match the 25 reps. If not, you need to beat it, meaning to say you need to do more than 25 reps. So the whole idea of that is to you increase the volume, and that's kind of like how you train for strength. And so that's the program that I'm doing now. I'm almost at my week 4, which is the final week. And to be honest, I almost died at the third week, because I had to cut out one of the exercises for one of the days, because things were getting a little bit stressful with work and all my other activities, that I had to really take more rest days and go for just long walk, because I can feel that it's taking like a toll on my body. You kind of really need to know when you're overtraining. So I can almost feel like I'm pushing myself a bit too hard, so which is why I kind of stop, like sometimes take out 1 or 2 workouts in that week and then go for just long walks, and recover. I think that's very important. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope that you found this at least beneficial. For those of you that ask me those questions, even if you don't, I hope that I'm able to give you some tips or advice. So if you have further questions for me, please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, or you can post it in the comment section below. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer it. If not, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.